Hi, in this video we'll help you understand the different reporting and analysis options that are available in this accounting software. So let's start with a simple screen. For example, you go to any of the options including invoice, payment, customers, you'll see that you have data in a tabular form which is visible here. Now it's extremely easy to analyze this data. So this data, by the way, is all the customers and their respective values and the amount due to them. So you have two options. You can either export this data to Excel. You just select everything and export this data to Excel, and then you can do pivoting and do all the analysis that is required to be done. Secondly, you can done analysis in this accounting system itself. For example, in the search bar, I can choose which data I want to analyze. So I can say that I want to analyze data for a specific customer, or I want to analyze data for a specific month. So let's say I want to analyze data for a specific month. So I can group the invoices by invoice date. So as you can see, all the invoices have been clubbed by the dates. Similarly, I could have also filtered or selected a particular customer. In this case, let's just analyze this data. So you can see the complete totals for those particular months are reflected here. Now you can see this data in a pivot form as well, and you can run your pivot. So once you right click or click here, you can break this data by date, or you can break this data by other methods as well. So this is where you can easily run all the pivots. You can also see this data in form of charts. So as you can see, all the data has been presented here in terms of charts, and again you can choose different measures. See the tax amount, amount due, everything is reflected here and all broken by month. So this view, by the way, is available for almost all the tabs. So right now I was analyzing the invoices tab. You can do similar things for your vendor bills. You can do this for your payments. So for payments also you can see all the charts. So this was more around how to look at the data, create charts and pivots out of it. There is an interesting report section that is also available in the system. So you can refer to the invoices, sales purchase journal, partner ledgers, journal ledgers, trial balance. So all these reports are available to you, and I'll go through them one by one to explain you the purpose and the utility of each report. So let's start with the invoices report. So the invoices report basically gives you a complete pivot of how your invoices break up, what is the total without tax for particular months, and again there you can see that there is a breakup that has been given by the tax rate itself. So how much sales have been done on 18% tax category, how much sales has been exempt, what is the total agency income. So again you can apply multiple filters or multiple criteria here. So for example, I want to break this up by partner company. So you can see for all the customers I'll get the breakup. I may want to break this up by date or day. So I'll get the data for that particular day. So it's extremely simple to kind of pivot the data, analyze the data using this invoice report. Let's move on to the other reports. So the first in the list is sales and purchase journal. Now basically sales and purchase journal talks about the journal entries that have been passed in the sales ledger and the purchases ledger. So I've already prepared the sales and purchase journal, a sample sales and purchase journal. So you can see that for every bill, let me take example of bill number 2. There is a journal entry that has been passed for input CGST, input SGST. Then there is a receipt that is available here in terms of bank account. These are all the account numbers, as you can see. So this shows the complete journal, and at the end of it, it shows you the total tax amount. So this is more relevant for accountants and less relevant for normal business users. The second report that is available is the partner ledger. So basically the partner ledger refers to the transaction that you have done with either your suppliers or your customers. So I have already prepared a partner ledger for you. So this is for a specific date. So this shows a transaction between a specific partner named Jaya Lakshmi. The third in the list is the general ledger. Again, journal ledger will include all the accounting ledgers that you have, including bank, customer invoices, vendor bills, miscellaneous operations. So you can select from which date to which date. If you leave it blank, then it will give you the journal ledger till date. And the moment you print, you'll get something like this. You'll get this complete journal ledger, which will give you all the accounts that you have in that particular date criteria. And for all the accounts, it will show you the journal entries. So for example, in the debtor account, you have this journal entry. In the input CGST account, these are the two journal entries that are there, that have been posted there. Again, as I'm going through all these reports, most of these reports, sales, purchase journal, partner ledger, journal ledger, they're more, I would say, relevant from an accountant perspective and less from a normal businessman perspective. So next in line is a trial balance. So trial balance gives you account totals of different subheads or subhead accounts. So this is the sample trial balance that we have pulled out. So you can refer to this. Then we have balance sheet. Balance sheet gives you a complete assessment of the current financial position of the company. Basically, what are the assets, what are the liabilities, what is the total capital that has been invested in the business. So for example, this is a sample balance sheet that has been created, and at the end it gives you the net profit and loss of the business. The next statement here is profit and loss statement. So profit and loss statement gives you the total income, total expense, and what are you taking home at the end of the day. Finally, you have aged partner balance. Now this is something extremely important from a business standpoint and for a business user. So aged partner balance gives you aging report. Now what I mean by aging report is you might have multiple customers who need to pay you and who have an amount due outstanding which needs to be paid to your company. So what this report does is it lists out all your customers who need to pay you, who have not completed their payment. It tells you how much amount is due for 0 to 30 days. So for example, in case of this particular client, you can see that this is a recent invoice and the payment has been pending for less than 30 days. Now you'll see that there are certain clients for whom payments have been pending for more than 60 days, more than 90 days. So what you can do is, like, easily through this report, you can identify clients for whom payments have been pending for more than 90 days or more than 60 days as per your payment terms, and you can give them a call or send them payment reminders via the system to ensure that there is timely payment that is happening from all the clients. A similar report can be generated for your suppliers as well to make sure that you are also paying your suppliers on time. Finally, it's a financial report, it's like a summary of all the reports out here, which will give you your balance sheet and the P&L statements. So these were essentially the reports that were available in the system. There are certain other reports that can be created, and it's more like an invoice format. So for example, for a particular invoice, you can print the GST invoice report. You can print the GST invoice report without header if you want to print it on your letterhead. You can print the invoice duplicates. So a sample is here for a particular invoice wherein you have the tax summary, you have the tax invoice, customer name, the taxes. So this is the invoice report. So essentially, just to synthesize what we discussed in this session, through this accounting software, you can easily crunch data of your customers, suppliers, sales, purchases. You can create pivot charts, you can create normal charts, bar charts. So this is one set of reports that are available to you. And then there are a set of reports that are available for the accountant as well as a businessman. So a businessman can use aged partner balance report to see his debtors and creditors and how for how long have they not paid him. And then an accountant can see all the ledgers and journals through this particular tab.